Groups and regimes are making moves here to try to strip our freedom and power minute by minute. It's often the World Economic Forum that we've been talking about here recently, but now the UN joining them with pretty much the exact same plan, showing you how in bed they are together here on the world stage. Well, the UN now rolls out this new fact checking system, and it's going to be a game changer. The mainstream media is being absolutely quiet about it. Well, perhaps it's because they don't want millions of people to object to this type of tyranny. And here we have this Iverify. The United Nations unveiling this automated fact-checking service to counter so-called disinformation and hate speech on the internet. So you know what this is. Anything that goes against the grain or against what they believe, they're going to try to shut down. And this is large scale, this is full scale, this is all over the globe, across the entire globe. So the World Economic Forum and the UN now pretty much coming down two different avenues with the same plan. Here to control everything. Now, Barack Obama just came out the other day and said everyone needs a digital fingerprint. This plays right into this whole thing. Also into the biometric ID, carbon tracking, the whole nine. And the CBDC on blockchain in the end of it. So in response to what they brand as online information pollution, they say that this is a global challenge. And the United Nations Development Program has launched its Iverify platform to counter this as they partner with Facebook and Google-funded fact-checker Meetin and the Meta-owned CrowdTangle, as well as the Soros-funded International Fact-Checking Network, IFCN. So there you go. They're going to be out here trying to push beast establishment agendas. And if you do not agree with them, they're going to try to eliminate you through this system. The Iverify system is here. And this whole thing about to be rolled out, and this is also with the United Nations coming out and pushing this new apex body that would oversee everything up to 2030. All their goals in this whole digital future. So this is where it's all going. This is part of their plans. If you guys want to know, this is what they're up to and what they're trying to do. And now this new Iverify system is going to be tracking anything and everything around the entire globe to try to eliminate whatever they want. This has been Tabu 7. It's time to take action, folks. It's past time. Hit that subscribe button for more.
All right, Shalom, Makim, Shalom. First and foremost, I'm going to give all praises and glory and honor as due to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash. I'd like to give double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that rule well. Blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect. Was in the gospel broad, looking at the standard of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, wherever it may be. This is just another lesson through the spirit. We ain't look like we ain't finna be on the tube too much longer, brothers. Since they got this whole 2030 agenda, by the time they want to set up their infrastructure, Esau's putting a date to it, so you better believe that Yahweh Shai be back sooner than that, or hopefully Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai will be back sooner than that. Okay, because if he's talking about 2030, which I'm hearing different things, 2030, 2025, let's shoot for the 25 mark, E. All right, you give yourself too much credit to say 2030. But regardless of that, let's just say if they're talking about 2030 and they're solidified on having this whole thing set up, this whole system, this whole NWO set up, with every man, woman, and child being linked to this system digitally, then Yahweh Shai be back. And that's a fact, okay? So we got what? It's 23, so 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 7 years that they're talking about having this thing totally done. So from now up until then, a lot of shit is going to take place from the Third World War, which that's the icing on the cake. That's the end all be all. Okay, but prior to that, the micro C hit being set up, this global infrastructure, okay, riots, martial law. I don't know if he got to 2030, honestly speaking, because when you look at The fact that Fed now is getting ready to be launched next month. And then you got the war in Ukraine, okay? And then you got the small headers are being threatened by the Iranians, okay? Turkey is pretty much like, look, we are done with Babylon, all right? The economic collapse. It looked like, I don't think they got to 2030. That's just my humble opinion, okay? I might be wrong, but Lord's will, they don't have that long. I don't see it, but then again, you know, this is all on the Lord's timing, okay? We can't put a time on Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai's on word. But Esau ain't got long left, okay? And we don't have long on the internet or on the streets, because once this whole ordeal go down, you know, and like I said, from my personal opinion, I believe that when we took it off the streets, I believe that's when the bulk of the judgment is going to come, because there's no warning anymore. Like the scriptures say that the vision should perish from the prophet, and there should be no vision from the priest, roughly paraphrasing it. So the Lord is going to seal us up. He's going to take us off the streets. He's going to take us offline. Okay, so those of you that's been playing games with the word, haven't been taking it seriously, you haven't been coming out, you haven't been teaching, you have a lot to be concerned about, all right? Because Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, he's calling out to his elect through the prophets, man, through us. You know, and whether you believe that or not, hey, that's your problem. But we got faith that Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai is getting ready to make his move on the earth, and he's making his move, all right? So with that being said, this is an article. And of course, you got some fucking fat turtleneck Edomite right here. Okay, these devils are a bunch of fucking weirdos, man. All right, they're just weird. They have no structure. They have no style. They're just all over the place. And this is how you know that the Lord said he was going to anger us with the foolishness. Look at these people. These are the people that literally ruin your, they run and control your life. You know, and you should ask yourself, like, damn, like, what have we done to piss off the Most High that much? To have a bunch of fucking debased individuals, okay, low individuals such as Esau, Edom, to reign over us. And we pissed off the Lord, man. But we're in the time of redemption, okay? So anyway, it says United Nations planning digital ID linked to bank accounts. See, that's another one. That's the micro C-HIP, okay? Or it's on the lines of the micro C-HIP, like we've been mentioning. But that's not really what I wanted to go into. That's a good article. And that's actually another lesson for another time. Call all Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. But this is what I want to focus on. It says the UN new fact-checking system called Iverify will be used to crack down on all quote-unquote information over the whole world. So this is just not limited to the United States. Okay, this is a global thing, because we know that through the UN and this WEF nonsense, the Babylon, the beast, you know, the whole European Union, we know that they're all going to be tied into this digital infrastructure. Okay, we know that they're all pulling the scenes or pulling the chains behind the scenes to get everybody pretty much on a grid, to track everybody so they can have ultimate control, okay, which is going to lead into the famine of the word, because all the truth that's being brought forth through the men of the Lord. All right, so it says our world is becoming a creepier place with each passing day. It says most of us just want to live our lives in peace without excessive governmental interference, but unfortunately the control freaks that are running things just can't help themselves. Well, you know, that's the Lord. The Lord said the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges there. If not, then where is he? So this is all the Lord's doing. Okay, he's put these devils over us, and he's allowed them to reign over us. Okay, because that was part of prophecy. But it says ultimately they aren't going to be happy until they're able to watch, track, and monitor and control virtually everything that we write, say, and do. It says this is one of the big reasons why they are gearing up to introduce the central bank digital currencies, which will tie into the C-HIP, okay, which we'll get into another lesson. It says all over the Western world. It says such digital currencies will make it much easier for them to control us financially, and a new tool that was just introduced by the UN will make it much more easier for them to control what we write on the internet, okay? So basically, if it's something that they deem medical misinfo, they're going to go ahead, they're going to snatch it down, okay? Just like all the videos back in the day that we went in on a you-know-what, on the three-pointer. We went in on that, then Esau, what he did was he took the videos down. I mean, I'm still getting not strikes anymore, but basically I'm still getting my videos taken down from what I've done 2 years ago. You know, but back in the day, they used to fucking strike your videos. It could be 2-3 years past, and the fact that it's still up there, they would give you a strike for it. But now they just take it down because they know that the average person, and I'm assuming somebody must have had some type of lawsuit against them, or somebody must have brought it up in their courts to say, well, look, you can't be taking people's pages down for shit 5 years ago. You know what I'm saying? And they caught on to it. But if that's the case, then they shouldn't. They should put all of the YouTube channels back then, because all the YouTube channels that was flagged in the past was from past videos, man. Okay. So anyway, it says the UN's new fact-checking system is going to be a game changer. But so far, the mainstream media has been really quiet about it. Well, of course, because they don't want you to know about it. But it says the UN developed Iverify in conjunction with big tech companies and Soros-funded organizations, and it will be used to crack down on the disinformation and hate speech all over the globe. So say goodbye to our videos, okay? Because even though we're pushing the truth, they classify the truth as hate speech, okay? They classify it as hate speech because it comes against their agenda. Okay, that wicked agenda, I'll say it that way. Because this whole setting up of the NWO is nothing more but wickedness, and the Lord is not with it. Okay, he's never been with it. From the days of old, the Lord has never been with he's never been with the one world government outside of his. Okay, now when Yahweh Shai comes back and he returns, he's going to set up the one world government, the kingdom of heaven, okay, on the right hand side. But you devils, man, you're not going to have control over the complete earth. Okay, the Lord's not going to allow you to get that far. You see? But it says the United Nations has unveiled an automated fact-checking service to counter so-called disinfo and hate speech on the internet, in a project partnered with big tech and Soros-funded organizations. But in response to what they brand as online information pollution, which they claim is a global challenge, the United Nations Development Program, which is abbreviated to UNDP, has launched its Verified program under to counter alleged disinformation and hate speech online. Goodbye to our videos. We're going to have to find another platform, if any at all. Okay, and if this is a global thing, then I'm thinking that channels like Rumble, BitChute, you know what I'm saying? I think Odyssey, I believe they're going to end up moving in on those particular platforms as well, because this is going to be a global thing. Okay, so anything you say on Facebook or Twitter or whatever, like they made it so hard. Like they tried their best to, and they're still trying to get rid of TikTok, because a lot of information is coming out on this whole TikTok ordeal that the elites are just, you know, that they're being exposed. It's the devils that they are. All right. But it says here, the global body's automatic fact-checking tools was developed in partnership with the United Nations International Computing Center, Facebook, Google-funded fact-checking meeting, and Meta-owned CrowdTangle, and the Soros-funded International Fact-Checking Network. And when you look at all these, like the algorithms of Google is the main one. Okay, now you have different search engines out there, but Google is the primary one that's tied into everybody's account. Because what's the predominant email service? Gmail. Okay, now you have Yahoo, you got MSN. Okay, you got these other different alternatives for emails, but Gmail is the main one. Okay, most brothers pages are tied through the Gmail accounts, because in order to have a YouTube account, you have to have a Gmail account. Okay, you have to have one. Back in the day, it was a separate entity, but they bought into Google bought into YouTube, and now you can't have one without the other. Okay, because they know that all the videos we putting through is through this YouTube thing, which is connected to Gmail accounts. Okay, but it says, needless to say, this tool will begin to use to crack down on points of view that big tech and George Soros agree with. But instead, it will be used to crack down on those that choose to be independent thinkers. That should greatly alarm all of us. Okay, so basically, man, they're trying to enslave everybody, man. Okay, that's the point, you know. And I'm thinking, I'm trying to think, maybe this is oh, no, they're just going into sub captions. Yep, but this is all good information, but this is the point I wanted to make. So let's get a couple of precepts. This wasn't going to be a long lesson, but this is the book of Deuteronomy. Deuteronomy 32:1. It says, give ear, O heavens, and I will speak, and hear, O earth, the words of my mouth. Okay, and how was the Lord speaking? Through the men of the Lord. Okay, the prophets were sent forth to warn you of the impending danger, the impending hell. Okay, that was going to befall the world and othermost Babylon the Great. It says, my doctrine should drop as the rain, and my speech should distill as the dew, as the small rain upon the tender herb, and as the showers upon the grass. Okay, so this truth is out here. There's no excuse as to why no Negro, Latino, or Native American do not understand identity or heritage. Okay, every country has some type of internet service for the most part, unless you just out in the sticks some goddamn web. But everybody owns a smartphone. Okay, to the point you can get smartphones for free. They'll pay for you to get a smartphone, because they want everybody to have this technology readily accessible so they can keep tabs on everybody. Like T-Mobile, they got these buy-in programs. Okay, you go to Best Buy, you can get your phone on a house. Shit, you get your phone for it. Depending on how good your credit is, you can get you a nice ass phone for no money down. Okay, you can get one of them iPhone 14s if you got good credit for probably $50 down, man. And the average person can afford a $50 phone with monthly payments, man. So there's no excuse as to why you don't have the understanding of this word. So therefore, there's no, like the Yahweh Shai said, he said, if I had not come to them, they would have had no cloak. But now I've come to them, they have no cloak for their sins. Meaning you have no excuse at this point. Okay, you're not pardoned at this point unless you repent. Because once we off the streets and off the YouTube service or the internet service in general, that's when the Lord is going to really start to fuck up the 2/3, man. All right. But it says here, my doctrine should drop as the rain, and my speech shall distill as the dew, as the small rain upon the tender herb, as the showers upon the grass. Because I will publish the name of the Lord, okay? And we are publishing the name of the Lord by the shows, going into the name. Every time we open up with an introduction, we say, giving all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash. That's publishing the name of the Lord. Okay, publish means to put out there, okay? To make known. Like when you go to the YouTube, it say, do you want to publish it? And then you hit the upload button, and then it goes up into the cloud. The algorithm filters it out, and then there you go. It's on the algorithm. Okay? So the word is here, man. Everybody and their mother knows about the Hebrew Israelites, especially you Jakes, man. All right? But it says here, ascribe ye greatness unto our power. You see? So there's no excuse at this point, like I said. Next, let's go down here. Read a little bit more. It says, needless to say, this tool will be used. I read that. The hella size of softballs. It says on June 14th, some areas of absolutely pounded by softball. Yeah, this is going into like just basically judgments and so forth. But sooner or later, all these things that they're mentioning is going to be a talking point that they can be justified on shutting the things down. Okay, like the UN, they have certain talking points and they set up certain scenarios to be demonized so they can come in and say, well, hey, this is not right. This is misinformation. Therefore, we have to be justified on saving the minds of the people. When in fact, they just don't want to be exposed. But you are already exposed, bro. Okay, no amount of hiding yourself is going to do anything now, because it tells you here. It says 2nd Esdras 5, and I'm going to start at verses 9. It says, and salt water should be found with the sweet, and all friends should destroy one another. Then shall wit hide itself with its wisdom, and understanding will draw itself into a secret chamber, and should be thought of many, and yet not be found. Because, you know, you can click on the internet now, and you could type in the Hebrew Israelites, and you'll get a plethora of videos, man. Like, matter of fact, let's do the experiment. Watch this. Watch this. I'm just typing Hebrew Israelites, and some of them are filtered. But watch this. You're gonna have a bam. All videos from 4 years ago. Who are the Black Hebrew Israelites? Roddy Rockman on the Black Hebrew Israelites. Confronting a Hebrew Israelite. Were the ancient Israelites black? Of course, this fucking devil. Hebrew Israelites show Muslim. This is 4 years ago. 506,000 views. 5 surprising. Nope, never mind. African Hebrew Israelite leader talks you wish and Black Lives Matter. 738,000 views. Wow. Kendrick Kodak and the Hebrew Israelites. 1 million views. Vocab, you through, bro. The origins of Afrocentrism, Black Hebrew Israelites, and origin of Afrocentrism, 70,000 views. And it used to be more than this, man. Jesus was black. Who are the Black Hebrew Israelites? 135,000 views. We're not Black Hebrew Israelites, okay? I wish they stopped saying that shit. But see, that's a term that they will use in order to demonize us under something radical, okay? Because we ain't black, okay? We got brothers that look like Edomites. You got brothers that look like, fuck, I haven't seen a Moabite looking brother yet, but I wouldn't be surprised. Okay, you got Issacharites, which is Mexicans. You got Puerto Rican brothers. You got Native American brothers. So we ain't just predominantly broken down to the Negroid race, as some idiots in this thing teach. And you black only Israelites, the Most High is just gonna put you to, you're just gonna be wiped out in general. All right, you ain't making no goddamn noise. But it says alleged proof that Jesus Christ was black. 151,000 views 4 years ago. So, and you get the point, man. All right. But when it's said and done, none of these videos are going to be available. And you notice out of all the videos, the GMS get the less views. Why? Because we're speaking the most truth. Okay. Our views are played with. You may think you're getting 10, 15 views, but you may have 10 million views, brother. You may have 150,000 views, but they would never publicize that, because they have a blackout on us, mainly the Great Millstone brothers. All right. But it reads here, it says, and shall be sought of many and yet be not found, and shall unrighteousness and inconsistency be multiplied on the earth. Okay. Because once we off the streets, once the wisdom is withdrawn itself, once knowledge is not out there readily accessible, and you just don't so-called by coincidence run into a prophet of the Lord, you see him coming or going, you ain't gonna get the word, man. And it says that one land shall ask another and say, is righteousness that make a man gone through thee? And it shall say no. And the same men shall hope, but nothing obtain. They shall labor, but their ways shall not prosper, man. So you're gonna have men that's gonna try to mimic what they try to remember. You're gonna have men that fell out this truth 15 years ago that's gonna put back on the garment, but the Lord took the spirit from them. Okay, you're gonna have men that's gonna come back into the fold, act like they never left. Oh man, I was out there. Nah, man, we know who fell out. You know, so you're going to have all types of weirdo behavior in the times we're getting ready to enter into. And you have it already among these different groups and just in general. All right. Isaiah 55. And I'm going to start at verses 9. It says, I'm going to start at verses 10. It says, for as rain cometh down and a snow from heaven and returneth not thither, but withered the earth and maketh it bring forth and the bud that it may give seed to the sower and bread to the eater. So shall my words that go forth out of my mouth. It shall not return unto me void, but shall accomplish that which I please, and it shall prosper in the thing whereto I sent it. So, hey, once the word is out of here, Yahweh has already sealed the elect. Okay? Scriptures tell you in Revelation, the 7th chapter says, hurt not the earth. Okay? Until the elect was sealed, until the servants of the Most High was sealed. You see what I'm saying? So, therefore, when this happened, the Lord got his chosen. We're already through. It's just a matter of letting the judgment play out. Because remember what he told Ezekiel. He said, be not as a reprover unto them. You know, and also in the book of Samuel, it says that the word of the Lord, there was no vision of the Lord. And the word of the Lord was precious in those days. Okay? Because Jake was in utter rebellion. And so the Lord didn't send any prophets for a while. Okay? But then when Samuel was raised up through the Spirit, that's when the word became available. You see? Matter of fact, I think that's 1 Samuel 3. 1 Samuel 3:1, it says, and the child Samuel ministered unto Yahweh before Eli. And the word of Yahweh was precious in those days, that there was no open vision, right? Because, hey, there was no prophets really to go out and speak to the people, man. Because Jake was just going to get fucked up. And it's going to be the same way in the time that we're going to enter into. Yahweh is going to take away our voice from teaching you people, man. Now, you may have people that's going to come around and we may deal with, whoever the Spirit compels. But we're not going to be on them street corners, man. Okay, like the Elder Wamba said, he said, look, man, we getting ready to enter into another glory. Okay, so, hey, man, get it in while you can. Get this word while you can. You know, tarry not to seek the Lord while the evil days come not. Matter of fact, let me get that. This is the book of Sirach 5. And I'm going to start at verses, let's start at verses 1. It says, set not thy heart upon thy goods, and say not, I have enough for my life. It says, follow not thy own mind and thy strength to walk in the ways of thy heart. Because the average person, they're in the venues of their heart. Okay, they're overly glorified and they're overly ratified in the deeds of the flesh. Okay, they're not trying to seek the Lord because, hey, right now, according to them, they have preeminence. Okay, they have it all. They have everything they need. They have the necessities. They have the cars, the smartphones. They have the women. Okay, they have the clothes. They have everything that would pretty much sustain a man in life. So why would I seek the man in the Lord? I'm already blessed by God, is what they say. It says, and say not, who should control me for my works? It says, for the Lord will surely revenge thy pride. Okay, because the Most High is getting ready to destroy you people with that mindset. I'm going to go down to verse 7. Make no tarrying to turn to the Lord, and put not off from day to day. When you tarry, is like procrastinating. It says, put not off from day to day. Don't be like, all right, you know what, I'm coming, I'm going to get with y'all next week. And then next week come like, yeah, you know what, I'm going to get with y'all next week. Don't keep procrastinating and putting the Lord off, because the time you trying to come back around, we might not be around. And the Lord may just have us to move around or put a spirit to curse you out, man. Because when you hear the word, man, you're supposed to just hop right into it. That's why Yahushua say, my sheep hear my voice. Okay? We heard the Lord when he called. And if the Lord really wants you, he's going to get your attention, man. No matter what. If Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, they want you. No matter how you feel, you might not be ready to throw in a garment or turn in your world card, so to speak. But the Lord, when he wants your ass, he going to get you when he wants you, man. Period. Like, shit, when the Lord called me, shit, I did a Jonah. I'm like, man, I don't know. Until I was realizing shit was fucked up in life, I literally heard this. It's like something, it was a spiritual knock, though. And the spirit said, go back around them brothers. That's exactly what the spirit told me that. And I heard that in my head. I just knew it, bro. And I was like, yep, that's the Lord, bro. I'm like, yep, it's time to stop fucking around. Let's do it. And you keep going. So, hey, count yourself blessed, man. And I refuse to believe when the Lord calls brothers in that type of fashion. That's confirmation there, man, if you continue to do the right thing. You know, my mind is, okay, the Lord really want this man to go out there and do it just to destroy him. He can't do that. But if you're sincere in this thing, it's unlikely. You just have to endure. All right. It says, for suddenly shall the wrath of Yahweh come forth, and in thy security thou shalt be destroyed and perish in the day of vengeance. And we're in the days of vengeance, man, as of right now. And it ain't going to get no better, man. You see? But anyway, I'm going to end it here. I want to give all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh. By Hashem Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Rakakwadash. And with that, Shalom and Abba Shalom.